Cyprus football, the passion, the thrill. The passion, the thrill. The stadiums roar, you can feel the chill. You can feel the chill. The teams are ready, the battles will start. The battles will start with dreams of glory, they'll play with heart.
Kalimera, Kalisfera, whatever time you're watching or listening to, this is Mappa. Stel's here. Unfortunately, Thasso cannot make it this evening, so you're stuck with little old me. However, there's loads to go through. And if it was me and Thasso on tonight, I know this would be a 4-hour show. So I'm going to try and condense this. Because if you've read the description of this pod, I was hoping it was going to be slow news week because it's the international break. But flipping hell, what? It ain't one thing, it's another. It ain't one thing, it's another with Cyprus. And look, don't get me wrong, we love the entertainment side of things, but my God, when you're reporting on Cyprus football, especially on a podcast, even if it's weekly, wow, like collating information is just, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And you kind of forget what happens over the weekend as well. You forget the results. Because let's just say there is a game on the Monday, right? You still have Tuesday, Wednesday, and obviously today, Thursday. And what has occurred this week has been nothing short of anarchy. It's just mental. Absolutely crazy. But we're going to go into that in just a bit. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. Hello, Angelo. Hello, Maria. What's going on, guys? Don't forget, if you're not on Twitter or Instagram, or if you are, sorry, and you're not following us, this is our at This Is Mappa on Instagram, NX. Join us. We try to keep you guys posted as much as we possibly can. Oh my God, this is going to be painful. It's going to be painful for you guys as well. I'm sorry, I'm apologizing in advance, but this is how it is. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, let's go straight into the league action. And we'll start with Ethnigor beating Omonia Gosenya by 2-1. Trujic giving Omonia Gosenya the lead. But then Milițianu, remember him? Had to spell out AEL. And that Karmiotissa, he scored, I think is his first goal for Ethnigor. And Andereggen. I don't know where Ethnigor find these players, man. Like, honestly, this lad, was it his 5th goal of the season, 6th goal of the season? He scores the winner, and it's a good victory for Ethnigor. David Badia is obviously happy, our guy. Omonia Gosenya thought they should have had a penalty. I don't know about that, man. It just seemed, from that angle, you can say maybe, but I think the referee made the right decision there. And Ethnigor held on for the win. Now, I want to go back to Andereggen, right? Because last season, we were talking about how well Cabrera did for Ethnigor. And he left and went to AEK. And we thought, how are Ethnigor going to get a goal scorer? How are they going to find him? Because Mario Elia left, and Cabrera left. Here comes Andereggen, 24, 25 years old. Not a bad signing. Not a bad signing at all. And I'm going to wax lyrical about this player because I know full well that in Group B, when Ethnigor get into Group B, because we know it's going to happen, he's going to be banging in goals left, right, and centre, isn't he? You can see it, can't you? You can see it happening. So, yeah, good win for Ethnigor. Not the result Omonia Gosenya wanted, but this is football. Alex, what's going on, bro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. That was easy. Easily done. This is the easy stuff. I'm going to move on to the next game. Swiftly. Moving on. Salamina blew a 2-goal lead against Karmiotissa. They drew 2-2. What is the goalkeeper doing there? Leuco giving Salamina the lead. Epasi won't want to see that one again. Wow. And then the second goal from Gachari. That was a guy that did that celebration for Paralimni a couple of years ago. But Dumbia scored twice. One was a good header, but the marking there, absolutely shambolic. But his second goal, yep, that's typical Dumbia, bringing the ball inside. Again, poor defending. I don't know what the left-back was doing there, man, but that's Lesiax, isn't it? Sorry. But then a red card, the second yellow for Vrigis. He won't be happy with that, but I don't think he can complain either. That was the second yellow. And he's off. 2-2. 2-2. I don't think Janevski will be too happy with that. In all fairness, playing a 2-goal lead, especially in the situation that they're in. But they didn't lose. I guess that's a positive. Garpozi's still waiting for his first win for Karmioddissa. And again, I think we know that's going to be another Group B game, isn't it? You could tell. We've got 2 Group B games out of the way straight away. So there you go. Nothing really else to say about either team. I'm not going to lie. Nothing there to whet the appetite. So we will move on. We'll move on to a game with a lot of goals. 0-0. Paralimni holding AEK 0-0. And once again, Arboleda. Not Arboleda. Oh, God, Arboleda. I was talking about Arboleda earlier today. Flipping hell. Arboleda, the Paralimni goalkeeper. No, they don't want Arboleda in goal, honestly. Paralimni goalkeeper has been in absolute fine form. And absolutely sensational result for Paralimni. But AEK were down to 10 men, and Paralimni had a great chance to win it. They didn't, unfortunately. And then Paralimni, in true Paralimni fashion, had to get a red card of their own. And Kuchkovic, I think that's his name. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's his second red card of the season. He ain't going to like it. But listen, there's nothing else to say about this game. I mean, Adebayo was brilliant in goal, again, as usual. I don't know why I called him Arboleda. I know why I called him Arboleda earlier because I was talking to a mate about Arboleda and his name came up. But Adebayo has been brilliant in goal for Paralimni all season. I still haven't seen him in that funky kit, though. That funky goalkeeper's kit. He's been wearing that bright pinky orange one. But I want to see him in the other kit. But yeah, look, end of the day, nothing really else to say about this game. AEK left frustrated. Cabrera was sent off. Funny enough, we mentioned Cabrera earlier, who was at Ethnigo. He got sent off for two yellows. And yeah, not the result that Henningberg wanted. I guess they felt that was more like a loss more than anything, given the recent results. I mean, they beat Ari last week and the week before, and last weekend they draw with Paralimni. That's the inconsistency, and I think that's what's obviously going to stop AEK from winning the title this season. They're not consistent enough. They've always been that kind of team anyway. Let's get it right. Last season they did really, really well under Ben Shimon after Oltra left. But when the results changed and they weren't doing well, the inconsistency started. And that's always been a problem for AEK. But it is what it is. Not a good result for them, but a good result for Paralimni. They'll be happy to. I mean, if you told them that you'd get a draw before the game, they'd have bitten your hand off. Ethnigo got that Brighton kind of scouting. Yeah, Angelo, I don't even know if it's down to scouting, mate. I actually think that they've actually got some good agents working with them that have talent. But then again, I've got to credit David Badia because, he's come in and, this is a team that was fit for relegation. And I think they're doing all right. Anyway, on to the next game. Who is it this time? Yes, this game had goals, didn't it? Omonia beating Omonia Aradipu 5-3. Alium giving Omonia the lead. Stepinski making it 2. Stepinski then made it 3, didn't he? Yes, great stuff for Stepinski. He's finally finding his goal-scoring form against teams that are down at the bottom. But anyway, we won't take that away from him. Ferrier pulled one back, even though he should have scored from the spot, to be honest, even though Musialowski conceded a penalty with a handball. Musialowski then got on the score sheet on his league debut for Omonia to make it 4-1. And then Stepinski grabbed his hat-trick to make it 5 in the second half. You're still watching the goals. I mean, these are, I don't even know why I didn't cut these down, to be honest, but this is Musialowski's goal. What a goal this was as well. I mean, his first touch was brilliant, second and third touch even better, and he's put it in the top of the net. And incidentally, guys, we put out a tweet about Musialowski's goal, and a Polish journalist retweeted it, and we got about 10,000 views on that. So yes, we are growing, boys and girls. This podcast is growing. I'm very, very thrilled, especially with the numbers that we're getting on social media. But anyway, this was the handball. And if anyone got that ball, what did you do with it? Any Omonia fans that are watching, if anyone knows who got that ball, what did you do with it? Did you keep it? Did you throw it back? I'd have kept that bloody ball, to be honest. Collector's item, especially after Musialowski scored on his league debut. So this was the goal. This is Ferrier's goal. He pulled one back, making amends, I guess, for his penalty miss. Stepinski then made it 5. Gaguli's unselfish play. I don't think he would have shot, to be honest. But then the capitulation almost started. Bondigos pulled one back. Correa Borges made it 5-3 from the spot. And it was a little bit sticky for Omonia. A little bit sticky, I ain't going to lie. Because when it came to 5-3 in the 89th minute, I'm thinking, another chance and it's 5-4. And the next thing you know, you've blown it. But Omonia held on. Just about. Anyway, we're going to go into Omonia later on because those who are watching in that know what happened, and we're going to go into that. Anyway, I really hope Musialowski works out for us. Well, listen, end of the day, I fully rate this kid. I mean, I didn't know much about him when we signed him, but I spoke to a few people that know about the lad, support Liverpool, that have studied the under-19s, the under-23s, and they said he's a real talent. But one of the reasons why Klopp didn't trust him is because his work rate wasn't great, especially defensively. So, listen, he's still young, and let's see what the future holds. I mean, he's certainly a talented player, and let's say a certain player leaves Omonia in January, perhaps there could be a space for Musialowski on the right as well as a number 10. You never know. The ball belongs to Stepinski. He was looking for it. Really? Yeah, he scored the hang about. His hat-trick goal was in the second half. The penalty was blasted into the stands in the first half. What are you talking about? Yo soy Refile. What's going on there, Pedro? We've got 20 people watching live at the moment. My goodness, just for This Is Mappa. Wow. Come on. All right, let's move on. Now all you Omonia fans watching, it's time to boo. Boo. APOEL beat AEL by 4-0. 2 goals from Marquinhos, 1 from El Arabi, and Pizzi. Easy victory for APOEL. I was going to call it something else there. Easy victory. Well, to be honest, it would be a little bit unfair for me to say it was an easy victory because in the first 10-15 minutes, AEL had their fair share of chances, but they just couldn't put them away. And this has been a problem for AEL. Defensively, they've been absolutely tragic. Going forward, they haven't been able to finish their dinner. And not great at all for them. And we're going to talk about AEL in just a moment. But yeah, convincing victory for APOEL. And this is a good result going into the international break. They're scoring goals left, right, and centre at the moment, which is a little bit of a worry. But hey, season is still long, and the way that things are right now with the top two, you never know what could happen. But I'm going to talk briefly about AEL because Panayoti Yanno, the guy on the right, the technical director who was appointed technical director in the summer, has gone. They sacked him. So again, this is Cyprus. And many fans believe that he's to blame for a lot of what's going wrong on the field, which is a little bit of a weird one for me because, no disrespect, this is a club that doesn't have much money. All right, their debt is under control and it's not a serious debt. But when you're looking at players in the transfer market and you don't have many options because your salary budget isn't great, what can you do? I don't think he's recruited badly this summer, in all fairness. But the next person that could be out the door is Chris Coleman. Believe it or not, Chris Coleman's head is on the chopping block, according to various websites and according to a few insiders at the club who've been whispering here and there. They reckon that Chris Coleman will be the next one to go. And obviously with the January transfer window just weeks away, and we know there's a winter break coming up, so effectively Coleman has got about 2 or 3 weeks max to save his AEL career. And it's very sad. It's very sad. And I'll tell you why it's sad for me, because living in the UK, Chris Coleman is a big name. And I think he did okay in Greece, I think, anyway. He's come to Cyprus with a shoestring budget. And let's get it right. He's had a few good results, and he's done well in the first half of some games. But this is Cyprus. What can you do? Congrats on the 3K. Yeah, thanks, Angelo, bro. Thank you. 3K subscribers so far. My goodness. Andy K, that would be madness. What, to sack Coleman? Yeah, but this is how things go, bro. This is how things go. And listen, I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not comparing AEL to other clubs. I wouldn't be a surprise because there have been clubs that have sacked managers after 7 days, after 2 weeks. Managers have walked after 2-3 weeks. This is Cyprus. But what can you do? You just know that if a new technical director comes in, like normally happens at most clubs during the season, when a technical director comes in, the coach that's there is always going to be the first one on the chopping block. Why? Because he's not the guy that the technical director brought in. Yeah, so you could see it happening. Meanwhile, APOEL, here's an interesting one. I've got notes here, guys. I've got shit pages of notes because Tasso isn't here, so I'm going to have to do it. I have to use my notes. Right, meanwhile, APOEL, move out the way. Flipping out. APOEL, they have, interestingly enough, announced another press conference where they had a press conference the other day, and the share capital of the company behind APOEL, as in the limited company, has been increased from 8.5 million euros to 50 million euros. Now, to me, that doesn't mean anything because I'm not a finances guy. Like I can just about do 2 times 2. But there's a Twitter user. I'm not going to put up his account because some people don't like it doing that, So I'm going to just read out what he responded to Thassel's post, because Thassel was the one that posted this. And he basically said, the major reason for raising the new share capital is to, 1, convert loans to shareholders to shares rather than loan, which is an accounting issue, and 2, possibly on all share capital left to bring in a new investor. UEFA does not allow loans to individuals, so expect liability or chaos to reduce in the very short term. This must be disclosed so people know. Again, this means absolutely fuck all to me. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Sorry, don't know what that means. We have shares. You can buy the shares. You can invest in the club. That's all it means to me. That's all it means. So effectively, APOEL are trying to raise 50 M's. That's just how it seems. Have I got this wrong? Those of you watching, that's the quick maths side of things. Fuck knows. But whatever it means to anyone that knows what it means, I guess it's a good thing for them. Thasso can explain better. He's busy. He hasn't been sacked. No, he hasn't been sacked. No. Listen, if this podcast was mirroring Cypriot football, Thasso would have been sacked after like 2 weeks. That's how it is. I mean, you watch Thasso on his first couple of shows on the pod, he's like, stuttering. Pwy thimithigues don rectar engleso. Okay. Kittle Rectal came on No Choftes, the Patreon, because we've got a Patreon where people subscribe €3 a month. And we started the Patreon, when was it? September. And we said that every interview that we do is going to be on Patreon. So if you want to watch the interviews, you come on, you pay the €3 a month and you get the interviews. That's just how it works. Sorry, that's just how it is. That's life. But yeah, listen, Rectal's a nice guy. Really nice guy. And for what people say about his time at Omonia, people like to be critical and slate the guy. He only had, 6 weeks at the club, lost 2 games, and the rest of the results were pretty decent. All right, the Ethnic game let him down, but listen, this is football. What are you going to do? So, listen, at the end of the day, he was handed out by a lot of fans, and shame on them because they're doing the same on the current head coach. But hey, don't care. We're not talking about Omonia right now. Next. Right. Yes, the next game. Aris beat Anorthosis by 3-0. Nikolic, Montno, and Savard with the goals. Look at that strike from Nikolic. What a bloody strike that is. And I'll tell you what, this Montno, he's something special, isn't he? Absolutely something special. But Anorthosis had a goal disallowed. Rafa Lopez headed the ball in. It went to VAR. They checked it. And, they said foul. And I know where the foul is, because the only reason why I know where the foul is because I read the VAR report today. And I'm going to try and stop it in the right place. Look at where they're right there. See, look there? The Anorthosis player in the middle, right? In between the 2 defenders. He's actually stepping on the defender's foot. And that was the explanation on VAR today. That was the explanation that they gave. And I didn't even notice. I didn't even know what it was. But it says, very good decision made by the referee. He applied the VAR protocol fully, allowing the team to end the action and then correctly awarded a foul for the defending team. The referee's initial decision, attacking foul, step on foot. There you go. Stepped on his foot. It's a foul. And I'm not clearly weren't happy about it, but it's a foul. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. And then Savard made it 3-0 with 4 minutes to go. This guy is something different as well. Absolutely something different. Fantastico. Right. Staying on the subject with Anorthosis. big news. And this is a long one, boys and girls. So I'm going to have to get my notes out. 6 pages of notes, not just for this one. But anyway, Anorthosis have a new president, Giragos Pratsidis. He held a press conference on Wednesday. And basically, this is a bullet point format. Initial actions, he's acquired the official domain www.anorthosis.com, which they didn't have before. They've launched a new professional online store. They've also started auctioning the goal scorer shirt after each game. And they're going to improve the facilities, including the stadium and gym, and renovating the club's boutique. Very nice, very nice. Now, from a financial standpoint, they discovered the debt from previous seasons, 28,000 euros from 21-22, 482,000 euros for 22-23, and over 3.8 million euros for the latest season, which is, I guess, is running from 23 right the way to now. Now, they owe money to players, suppliers, and agents, with the current season also projected to be in deficit. Now, they're implementing an audit by an external firm to examine the past decade's financials, and they're asking for public support to cover 100,000 euro fee from the auditors. Now, apparently, Humbullah is donating 15 grand, and he's piping up saying that other people should be putting their hands in their pockets. But let's see if that happens. Anyway, as for team and investor relations, they've created an audit committee for oversight and a second committee to screen potential investors, because they said that there were Russians and German investors looking at the club in the summer. I wonder where the German investors came from. I don't know. I've never heard of those German investors. Anyway, they're also open to external investments, assuring interested parties of transparency and strict evaluation criteria. Look at that. Fit and proper test happening at Anorthosis, yeah? Okay, now the club's debt is estimated at 12 to 13 million euros, which is about a million less than what I thought it was, which is good, I guess, with new claims surfacing regularly. Now, some revenues were pre-collected by the previous administration, and efforts are underway to reduce costs and find additional revenue streams, including the Supporter 1911 initiative. Interesting. Now, their future plans. The board anticipates further future financial challenges in the upcoming season, and they aim to make Anorthosis financially attractive to potential investors without rushing into any decisions. And they're also in talks with CableNet for a potential renewal of their partnership. Now, here's the thing. Right? If you want to make Anorthosis financially attractive to potential investors, what you want to do is to get your marketing right and your branding and your online store, which is what they're doing. But here's the thing. Try collaborating with other clubs abroad. How about that? Try looking into an academy in maybe America and say, well, let's try and get something done here. Or maybe a club in Scandinavia, or maybe a club in Africa, maybe. Boost your visibility. But that's just my honest opinion. Anyway, I go on. Now, as for the team, they're going to support Oka because the fans really like him. But they've also acknowledged the fans' frustrations with performances and are urging patience as they work through the club's deeper issues. And obviously, they've addressed conflicts within the club, and they're vowing transparency and accountability. See, that's the word, accountability. They're willing to hold themselves accountable for any fuck-ups, pardon the language. They also confirmed the presence of an audit committee made up of approved accountants to ensure financial integrity. Now, Pratsidis concluded by reinforcing the board's dedication to preserving Anorthosis' legacy and maintaining transparency. He also called for public support, emphasizing that Anorthosis is a symbol of unity and resilience for its fans. Additionally, see that guy on your right-hand side? That guy, he looks a bit like a younger version of Hector Salamanca, doesn't he? Well, that's Antonio Prieto. He's the former technical director. They confirmed that Mr. Prieto has had contact with the club, and he's been unpaid for 11 months. They had a meeting with him and have another one scheduled, but they didn't want to say anything more because they're actually concerned about the bigger issues at hand. So yes, Anorthosis are finally getting their house in order. Pretty cool, isn't it? Lovely. This is what we want to see. Transparency, organization. Fuck it. Brilliant. Top stuff. Anyway, on a final note, Buffalo beat Apollon by a 1-0. Correa scoring the goal, although Sunic had a goal earlier disallowed for offside. Again, no complaints about that. VAR did its job for once. My goodness, VAR seemed to be on point this weekend. 2 of them were offside, actually. There you go. So, yeah, Correa scored the goal to give Buffalo a win to extend their lead at the top to 5 points. Or should I say maintain their 5-point lead at the top. And it's quite annoying now because they're winning, and they're winning ugly, and they're not conceding goals. It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. But hey, this is what happens when you have a long-term strategy. Wow, look at that. A team with a long-term strategy that has stopped sacking managers after 2-3 bad performances. They're buying players, spending money. They're recruiting well. They've got a scouting team. They've got a sporting director that doesn't get involved in the team's affairs. They've got collaborations with other clubs. Wow, it's almost as if they're behaving like a big club. Almost. But anyway, sad news for Apollon. Löwenberg has got a ruptured tendon in his hip. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. So apparently they're going to be looking for a goalkeeper in January. So he could be out for the rest of the season. You never know. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Nothing else to talk about. Done 25 minutes review of the results. Look at that. Let's bring up the league table, shall we? Happy days. So Buffalo, top of the league on 28 points after 10 games. Ari, second on 23 points. APOEL, third on 20. Omonia, fourth on 19. Look at that, 9 points behind Buffalo. It's done, isn't it, boys and girls? Sorry, Omonia fans. Our season's done. That's it. Lannaga, who calls them Lannaga? AEK Lannaga sitting fifth on 18 points. Apollon, sixth on 17 points. Then the gap is widening. Look at that. Between 6th and 7th. It's done, isn't it? That top 6 is done. It's done. I'm sorry. After 10 games, you know that there's 16 games left of this fucking championship season, and that's it. No one else is going to come in that. That's the top 6. So yeah, AEL on 13 points. Ethnigo on 12. Anorthosis on 11. Gadmiodes on 9 points. Omonia on 8, Paralimni on 8 as well, Salamina on 7, and Omonia Kosenya on 3. Now, boys and girls, I get the feeling that the 3 that came up are going to be the 3 that go down. That's my initial guesstimate. That's my guesstimate. Sorry. The 3 that came up from Division 2 are going to go down into Division 2. I'm sorry. That's just my honest opinion, and that's just how it is. Speaking of Division 2, very, very quickly, my friend and your friend, Jason Punchin, got his second win on the bounce. Yep. They beat Doxa by a goal to 0 at the weekend. Well done, Punch. Come on. 2 wins on the bounce. Happy days. The new manager bounce is here to stay because I think he's going to do a really, really good job at that club. I've got a good feeling about it. Not just because he's a mate, but he's a good guy and he's a good coach. And listen, if you don't learn from someone like Jason Punchin, that's played in cup finals in England and played for big Premier League teams and played at big stadiums, if you ain't going to learn from him, you don't deserve to be a footballer, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, now, onto the stuff that I didn't really want to fucking go into, but I'm going to do it now. So, boys and girls, I apologize in advance for the monologue, but here we go. So, Omonia's president, Papastavru, released a statement accusing the Cyprus Football Association and its president, Guma, of entrenched corruption and financial mismanagement. Papastavru claimed Guma operates the CFA autocratically, prioritizing personal interests and using opaque financial practices to manipulate clubs. He alleged misuse of funds, unaccountable loan distributions, biased television rights allocation, and favoritism in refereeing, all of which he warned could lead to the Cypriot football's expulsion from UEFA. Now, in response, the CFA denied all allegations, asserting that its practices are transparent and backed by FIFA and UEFA. Funny that. The CFA also pointed to Omonia's recent successes, suggesting that Papastavrou's criticisms lack sincerity. Additionally, Guma has instructed his legal team to address Papastavrou's claims. Now, separately, sorry, I can't even get my words out. I've had 3 coffees already before doing this pod. Separately, journalist Fanis Magridis reported CFA intervention to suspend his journalism award, allegedly due to his investigative work on Guma's conflicts of interest, raising concerns about press independence in Cypriot sports. Now, here's where it gets even more messy. The Cyprus police confirmed they're investigating Papastavrou's complaints, reporting varied progress across cases due to legal complexities. Now, in the aftermath, Nick Nicolaou, Omonia's CFA representative and CFA vice president, resigned from his role within the association. Well, within Omonia anyway. We'll go back to his role at the association in just a moment. Now, if you listen to Sport FM the other day, Stelos Sokratos had a show, and it's called Kale Pechnidi. And the Cyprus Football Ethics Committee basically said that they've contacted Omonia and they're expecting to set a date soon to meet with Papastavrou. Now, during this meeting, he's going to be asked to provide explanations and possibly more details regarding his written allegations against the CFA. And the Ethics Committee, from the time of its establishment, has had the authority to summon anyone it deems necessary to provide information, explanations, or testimony about their statements or actions. This is bonkers. This is absolutely fucking bonkers. Anyway, so the meeting is expected within the next few days. So let's see what happens here. But anyway, so let's go back to Nicolau. This is going around in circles, boys and girls. Please stay with me here. Now, the CFA actually trying to retain Nicolau within the organization following his resignation, right? Gourmand has decided to offer him another role, potentially as head of UEFA criteria, which, again, like it's just mind-boggling what's going on, given that the guy is involved in both Omonia and the CFA, and he's stuck in the middle. And the fact that he's been offered, this is my opinion though, by the way, the fact that if he's been offered a role within the CFA by Gourmand, in my opinion, he's got a lot to do with what's been going on. He's got a lot to do, right? I mean, it says here, the CFA sees his possible departure as a significant loss and final decisions will be made upon Nicolau's return from abroad. So he's on holiday. He's enjoying a fucking holiday, you know, in the aftermath of all of this. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's go over now to Omonia Gosieña's head of board, Adamos Evstathiou. Now, he criticized the conflict between Papastavrou and Gourmand. He described it as a clash rooted in economic and personal interests rather than a genuine pursuit of football reform, calling it an intra-systemic struggle. Now, he actually elaborated on how Papastavrou's statements portray a distorted view by implying that anyone not siding with him is either complacent or complicit or even silent. He argued that such framing creates a false dilemma and that his criticism of the current football system, which allegedly contains revolutionary elements, is not a principled stance, but rather a tactic for advising specific interests. He actually went on to cite Papastavrou's previous similar behavior in 2020, where he spoke against the system, but later engaged with it once his objectives aligned with other clubs during the pandemic. Honestly, this guy went full on Rambo with his statement. It was brilliant. And as an Omonia fan, I'm watching this. On the one hand, I'm thinking, you cheeky so-and-so. By the other side, it's like, nah, keep going. Evstathiou actually argued that true reform should focus on structural changes rather than changing individuals in power, and that real cooperation among teams, the CFA, and the system is required to create a fairer football environment, even within the confines of the commercialized football industry. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. But you know what? I see his point. I actually see his point. But anyway, listen, if I say what I truly feel, if I said it on No Choftas the other day, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's all I have to say on that. Let's move on. Right. So today, Papastavrou announced he received a summons from the CFA's Disciplinary Committee following a social media post on November the 11th, which was a few days ago. Now, he expressed that this action confirms his concerns about the CFA's mechanisms to silence dissent and shield itself from criticism. He also criticized the Cyprus Sports Writers Association for suspending an awards ceremony, seeing it as another form of censorship. Now, we're going to go back to this in just a bit, right? Because what Papastavrou said in his original statement is that any form of communication he receives from the CFA, he's going to post it online, which is what he did. He actually posted this letter online. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to bring it up. I've done fucking 8 minutes on this. And I can't believe people are actually still paying attention. But thank you for staying tuned. I promise this is all going to make sense eventually. Somehow. Anyway, fucking hell. Back to this again. Anyway, so Evthimiou, this is another one, tongue twister. President of the Ethics and Sports Protection Committee also commented on the situation. Of course he had to. He confirmed that investigations based on Papastavrou's previous complaints are ongoing, yeah, all right, led by the Attorney General, all right, with criminal investigators appointed for serious claims, all right. Evthimiou stated that while 2 points in Papastavrou's letter fall outside the committee's purview, they do not anticipate any new evidence and are close to completing their findings. Really? Already? Okay, mate. So then in steps Constantinos Chambouli, who's a CFA spokesperson. He denied that the referral of Papastavrou was intended to silence him, asserting that similar procedures are standard for all officials who make critical public statements. He also clarified the CFA's input on the award, should I say the award that wasn't handed to the journalists, was not an attempt at censorship, but a genuine concern. What the fuck are you talking about? What concern? Shambouli expressed disappointment over the criticism, emphasizing that the CFA respects journalistic independence and public opinion, viewing allegations of censorship as exploitations by third parties. Well, let's not talk about censorship, shall we? And how certain associations or organizations try to shut people up because yours truly, they've tried it. Oh, they've tried it, but you ain't going to stop me. Anyway, let's move on to one more thing before I wrap this skada bitta up. This evening, the Journalistic Ethics Committee expressed serious concerns over the Cyprus Sports Writers Union's decision to suspend 2 awards for journalists' investigative work. I'm going to get that word out eventually. Reportedly following pressure from sports bodies. The committee emphasized that this decision, influenced by organizations like the CFA and the Cyprus Olympic Committee, oh, they're getting involved now, suggests unacceptable interference violating press freedom and freedom of expression. The committee's intervention aligns with its mandate to uphold these freedoms, which it believes were initially respected by the union's original decision to award these journalistic pieces. So everyone is getting involved. Well, I say everyone. There's about how many other teams? 12 other teams. I ain't saying shit. No one else is saying anything. Well, I'm hearing press officers saying, "Well, we're not going to get involved. We're going to get involved." Why aren't you getting involved? Get involved. It's fun. Come on. Add more people to the party. Let's make it a Guma party. I don't know what happens at a Guma party apart from Sovlagia. I just hope it's not like a Diddy party. Can you imagine if it was like a Diddy party? The scandals. So, oh my God, guys, what do you make of this whole situation? I hope all of this makes sense. There's still more to come as well. This was 3 days worth of stuff. And I'm sure I've missed out a couple other things as well. This is mad. This is mad. You guys are talking to each other. The way I read it, it was how Baba Stavro isn't exactly as different from what he criticizes, and he isn't wrong. Side note, Stel, I need your feedback as an Omonia fan. Do you think that Baba Stavro likes to go on these rants because he's used to the US judicial system? He could be sued in Europe without proof. Bro, I'll be honest with you. I think he's very American in his ways in terms of the mentality, much as I'm very British in my ways, in my mentality. And I don't know how long you've been a subscriber, bro. Thank you for being a subscriber, because you have to be a subscriber to comment. So thank you for subscribing. I don't know how long you've been watching this show or been watching our shows over the past 4 or 5 years. But there have been times where I've gone over the Cypriot line. Do you get what I'm saying? And by that, I mean, in the UK, these days in 2024, there's too many. The pussification of the nation has started. Yeah, you can't say things without because you're gonna hurt people's feelings. But I'm very old school in my ways, very British old school in my ways as well. So when I've said things or behaved a certain way, sometimes people in Cyprus said to me, "So you kind of overstepped the mark here because of the way that you've said things or how you said things." So I think Baba Stavro has gone that way in the US kind of mindset in terms of, as you quite rightly said, the judicial system, or how things are done in a PR way, in a legal way, in a marketing way, in various ways. Perhaps he's not so Cypriot in his ways anymore. But then again, that's just my perception based on how he's been doing things on and off the field. Now, if you want my honest opinion on the timing of this this statement, I see it both ways. On the one hand, I see it as, well, you've done it at a time when your club your head coach is under immense pressure from the supporters. You've done it at a time where you've been under immense pressure from the supporters to come out with a statement on something, given decisions that they feel have gone against the club. And on the other side, I'm thinking, well, maybe it's a little bit it's needed or it's a little bit convenient. I don't know. I need to see more information and see things that happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Because for me, this is, look, doing this podcast, we've only been doing this for a couple of years. And I know things like this have happened over the years in Cyprus. As you quite rightly said here, you know, this is the third time he's been saying a lot of things. But at the same time, I think that he feels that because he isn't in Cyprus, not that he feels he can get away with saying things, but I think he feels like he's kind of safe in the United States because in his mind, it's like, well, I can get all the best lawyers. I can get all the best lawyers. And this isn't a disrespect to Cyprus, but perhaps while people in Cyprus that are lawyers know the legal system in Cyprus, from what I understand, it's very similar to the British legal system because it hasn't changed much since the 60s. I could be wrong. This is from what I understand anyway. So, and the British legal system isn't too dissimilar to the United States. I know there's more laws in the United States based on the states and all that kind of stuff, but the premise is there. So look, I can't say too much about this, right? Because I don't know too much. And if I come up with more, it's going to sound like I'm chatting shit. But I think Baba struggles in this mentality where I live in the United States. We do things very, very different. We're more professional in how we do these things. We're very corporate in how we do these things. And there's no way he would be coming out with these statements without going back to his lawyers or even his lawyers in Cyprus. I'm pretty certain he's got people behind him that said, look, you can say this, but you can't say that. You can say this and you can't say that. And let's get it right. I don't think he has to divulge any proof yet because they're accusations. You get what I'm saying? If it does go to a court of law, I'm pretty certain he's got evidence, whether it be WhatsApp messages, whether it be emails, whether it be you name it. I don't think he's basically shooting blind here. I don't think he's got a blindfold and just shooting at anyone. I think he's got a strategy here. And whether it is to cause chaos or not, I don't know. What is the end goal? This is what I'm interested to know. If I could ask him one question about this whole situation, it would just be, what is the end goal? What are you trying to get out of this? I mean, are you hoping that Gumar is going to be under so much pressure that he's going to resign? Because that's not going to happen. Gumar's going to leave on his terms, unless there's a massive scandal where he can't get out of it. But really and truly, he's got enough people behind him that can protect him. I mean, is he not like the best mates of Averov? Didn't Averov christen his child or the other way around, I think? And again, when you're tight with people that are in politics, listen, I don't know. I don't know. It's a dangerous game that he's playing. But at the same time, I think he's come to the point now, he's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to do it. Kind of like me, really, with no chofties. I don't give a fuck. I just say what I want. That's it. Shoot now, worry later, I guess. Why did you have to say Diddy Party and Gumar in the same sentence? The baby oil wept. Sorry, I do want to give you that vision. Yeah, sorry. Get the reporting that he's at the Arca. Oh, he's at the stage. He's watching the. Oh, okay, so he's in Greece. Okay, watching a game of football. Happy days. Totally agree with what I said. Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's the same system. There you go. Fair. Really hope he manages to do something for once. I'm not a positive. Listen, just watch and learn. Like, that's what I've got to say. Get the popcorn out. Get your gown. I'm drinking Lucas Aid. Get your gown. I love gown. Fucking hell. We get it in England, but it don't taste the same, man. Flipping on 43 minutes and we still got people watching. Come on. Realistically, no one writes that many points without keeping a few. Of course, bro. And I'll tell you what, and I'm just going to say this now. That's not all he's got. Do you really think those 11 points that he brought up are just something they decided to throw out there? He's probably got a shit ton of stuff. Because don't forget, he's been running the club on one since 2018. So that's 6 years. Yeah. If I go to my old WhatsApp messages and look at messages from other people and this and that for the last year, that's a lot. You know, imagine 6 years. Oh, Gumar is the Diddy of Cyprus. The teams are young boys and girls. Allegedly. Look, I know that some people around other clubs have laughed when they read the initial statement because they don't think it can be tracked and or proven. See, this is the thing. I know you're saying Mario this, but if they're laughing, I think they're laughing for two reasons. Number one, because they know that he's on his own with this. No one else has come out to back him. And number two, even if he does have enough dirt to get rid of Gumar, let's just say he's got enough dirt for Gumar to tell us, say, fuck this shit, I'm going, right? The next person that comes in is going to be just as bad, if not worse. Because didn't Baba Stavros say that 8 million euros in total have come out the CFA to go to clubs to buy votes? Watch his space. That's all I'm saying. His lawyers are worth more than CFA's employees. Yeah, didn't he say that they're getting paid 70 grand a year, the CFA employees? That's mad. That's big money for Cyprus, you know. Big money. Big money. Anyway, let's move on because we've done 45 minutes. And we're nearly done, guys. We're nearly done. Excellent. Right. Unfortunately, Tasso isn't here. He isn't here. But that doesn't mean it isn't time for this.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Yes, it's Vrionides time, punishment time. And there was quite a few punishments, but I'm only going to highlight the entertaining ones or the ones that really matter, to be honest. So, Omonia Nicosia fined due to a fan allegedly spitting towards the Omonia Gossenia bench in the 74th minute. Fine. There you go. Now, Pavel Gognidze, the CEO of Ari, was done for unsportsmanlike behavior. Yes. At halftime in the game against AEK last week, he entered the playing field as an unauthorized person and confronted some home fans, verbally assaulted them, and made an obscene gesture. I'm guessing it's that. Mind you, if he's Georgian, it might be... It won't be that. Might be that. Now, here's where it gets fun. Bea, they got a player called Jaralambo. He was sent off for violent behavior in the Youth Championship Under-19 third division game against Spartakos Gidiou. The crime? He headbutted his opponent in the chest. Put your fucking over it. Green Street style, yeah? Yeah. He's been watching Green Street. Or Snatch. Or EastEnders. I don't know. If you know EastEnders, you know. Right. Mind you, they don't really have that much violence in EastEnders anymore. Not since Peggy was like, get out of the pub. Anyway, final one. Spartakos Gidiou were fined as they didn't have any stretchers or staff available for their under-15s game against Ethnico. There you go. So, kid, if you break your leg, ain't no one here to help you or carry you out. You're going to have to hobble off or something. That's the shortest Vrionides watch you're ever going to get because Tasso isn't here to help me out. But those were the ones that were entertaining. That's it.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Now, guys, it's the final segment of the show, and it's one of my favorites. My friends, our friends, your friends, PASP Corner. Yes, PASP continue their No to Violence, No to Racism campaign. Spiron Elfididi, accompanied by the association's officials and the football players, Lenos Sofroniou, Nicola Matteo, and Christoforos Franzis. They visited students of the third technical school of Limassol, and Everybridis Frangos was also present. There you go. And the PASP delegation was welcomed by the director of the third technical school of Limassol, Sokratis Haralambous, who thanked the association and the footballers for their significant efforts to send the right message. Now, to emphasize the event's message, No to Violence, No to Racism, PASP presented a video from the stadiums, followed by an engaging discussion between the players and the students who recognize that all citizens can play an essential role in the effort to eliminate these issues. No to racism, guys. Kick it out of football. Kick it out. Anyway, the penultimate thing from PASP. They are holding a webinar named Managing Social Media and Their Negative Impact on the 3rd of December. It's for all PASP members, and it aims to provide footballers with information on effective communication and social media use, both to promote their careers and protect themselves. Now, the topics that are going to be covered: effective use of social media, managing positive and negative comments and trolls, negative comments on social media, coping with the psychological impact, strategic communication on social media, how to gain followers and strengthen personal branding. See, I should be doing this one. Social media traps, how to avoid scammers, blackmail, fake investments, and data theft. There you go. See, they're looking after their players. And hopefully one day we can collaborate with them to do a social media training thing for you guys. That's an idea that's just come to mind. What do you reckon? Still full of ideas. Anyway, on a final note, guys, and I'm actually proud about this one because, as you may or may not know, I have a daughter, and yes, she is learning Greek. She goes to a Greek school every Saturday. She's also got a private tutor every Thursday. In fact, she had one tonight. So her Greek is much better than mine, especially writing. 100% is better than mine. Reading, not so much, but she's getting there. She's only 10, and she was born out here. So she goes to Greek school every Saturday, and it's called Goff's Greek School. It's in North London, and it's a small school. I don't know how many kids? 200 kids. 200 kids. But they're having a Christmas yorti at the end of this month. In fact, the 23rd, they got a Christmas yorti, and the NC Network, no choftes, this is Mappa, and PASP will be sponsors of this event. So Goff's Greek School, we're going to be there. PASP have actually provided some prizes for the raffle for the kids. Even Aris Limassol have given some things. Just saying. So there you go. We are trying to bridge the gap between Cypriot football and the Chaluthkia. Yeah? Through This Is Mappa, through PASP. We're doing our best to get more visibility for the Cypriot League. And no, Guma hasn't paid me anything to do it. I promise. I never met the guy. Never have done, probably never will. But yeah, we're trying our best, man. And to be honest, it's mostly thanks to you guys as well, because if you guys ain't watching, then it's going to be very, very difficult to be doing a podcast with no viewers. And clearly, your support has been absolutely immense. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's going to happen at the Yorti. I'll probably be videoing it myself because I'm the videographer as well. See, man of many talents, boys and girls, man of many talents. Anyway, yeah, prime age to learn how to eat chef tagliere with lots of zivania. Well, listen, I don't drink. So listen, if she drinks Gyan, that's fine with me. I tried to get her to drink rose water. She's not having it yet. But yeah, she's learning, man. She's learning. She likes macaroni de furnu. She likes kubepka, all that kind of stuff. It's all there. She'll be your pool lifeguard after a 5-year deal. Yeah, bro, listen. Next time I come to Cyprus, I'm staying at your hotel. Discount, yeah? Joking, bro. I'm joking. Rose milk first, yeah. And hemo. But she also loves the chocolate milk, the Kalalambidis chocolate milk. See, this is the thing, yeah. When I was growing up, going to Cyprus, staying with my yaya in Limassol, she'd go to the Bakali on the corner and she'd buy 4 or 5 days worth of Gala Chocolada, right? She'd come back, it's the old carton with the old Karalambidis logo, which is the sea, right? And whenever I go to Cyprus, we go to Zorbal, we go to, Alfa Mega, we might go to Sklavenidi, and she's like, Papa! She goes, I want chocolate milk. I'm like, go on. And she go there and she look at it, she's like, Karalambidis, let's go. That's how you do it. But Nasedero, Aguiz. Next time I see you, Patsarquez. I say Cubanizo. Don't come on my show talking about that disgusting stuff. Makes me sick, bro. Do you know it doesn't contain milk? It's water with powder. I don't care. Like maybe back in the day it was milk. If it's water, I don't care. Like she drinks it. Yeah. The Choc 9 milk cones out in half liter. What's this? What is this? Choc 9 milk. George, you need to send me a screenshot of that. I don't know what that is. Choc 9 milk. Choc 9 milk. Choc 9 milk. Oh, Chocomel. Oh yeah, I've seen that. They sell it in England though. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I can't believe we've done this in under an hour. In under an hour. I don't need you anymore, Tasso. I'm joking. I'm joking. What I said about Trajana, but no. It's Avrolemoni, bro. Avrolemoni. And let me tell you something. When it's a cold winter night in North London and you got Avrolemoni, you get some cayenne pepper and you put half a teaspoon and you stir it so it goes reddy orange. And that will clean anything out, man. Anything out. Kubebka Sunday roast. Come on, it's Kubebka, man. All the way. All the way. Sorry. Don't talk to me about Sunday roast. Kubebka with macaroni do forno, patates, Cyprus patates as well. Yeah, standard. Standard. I will keep blaspheming. I don't care. Yakni as well. Give me yakni. Top stuff. Come on. Come on. I've got lemony on top. There you go. See that? Let's not start this Kuvenda again, boys and girls, because if we're talking about I've got lemony against Trajana, there's only one winner. There's only one winner. I mean, what is Trajana anyway? What is it? No one knows what it is. At least with I've got lemony, you know, it's egg, it's lemon, it's rice. Put some chicken in there. Pah! Different level. Different level. You lot must be vegans. I've got lemon is overrated. Get out of here. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this, bro. I'm not having this. You can't come on This Is Mappa and tell me that Avro Lemony is overrated, bro. The only thing I need to say to you right now is sorry, EXO. Anyway, speaking of EXO, we're gone. I'm done. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you guys for your support. It's been absolutely brilliant. Hope you guys enjoyed. You know, I love you, man. I love you, bro. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been great talking to you lot. We'll be back next week. We might do a watch along for the Cyprus game tomorrow. I don't know. Depends. I've got a few things to do. So, night, guys. Don't listen to his dietary advice. Listen, I fast. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. 12 till 8. I eat in that gap. In fact, I can't eat now because it's 9:30. Guys, thank you very much. Have a good night. All the best. God bless. Adios.